If you have an understanding of how memories work, and you know that the main communication systems within the brain are by chemicals, neurotransmitters, neuroregulators, then it's at least conceivable that you would be able then to very specifically interfere with memory. The two things which are most interesting for me anyway, there's one chapter which looks at advances in our understanding of the basic functions of the brain, like the sleep-wake cycle and things like that. And obviously there have been enormous advances in our understanding of those basic systems. But there's another chapter which tries to look at what we know about the higher functions of the brain, and it looks in particular at two things. First of all, back in the last century, the military were very interested in the possibility of using something like LSD, psychedelics, and they spent a lot of time analyzing the impact of psychedelics on the troops in action. And eventually decided that although the United States did weaponize a agent called BZ, they never used it because the effects were too random. But because of the social use of psychedelics, legislation came in place to prevent it attempting to stop that kind of social use. And that also stopped medical experimentation. So you have a gap of about 50 years where there's very little medical interest in psychedelics. That's changed. And what we now know is how we know more and more and more about how the psychedelics actually affect the major neuronal networks of the higher brain. So the old attempts to use these failed because you couldn't specify enough what was going to happen. But what we're moving towards is a situation where we'll have a very, very good understanding of what the psychedelics do.